Welcome to Treys Chowdown Live. I'm producer Ron, and this is the best of Treys Chowdown Live 2020. As we prepare for all that 2021 brings us, we look back at some of the highlights from the year that was 2020. Trey had the privilege of interviewing some of the best and brightest in the food and beverage industry this year. Let's get started with chefs Beto and Julian Rodarte from Beto & Son at Trinity Groves in Dallas.
So Beto & Son, just real quick, before I want to introduce you, you're both chefs.
Yes.
How old are you? I didn't ever ask you that.
26.
26.
Yep.
And when did you start? When you decided you told me this story one time, but I'm going to ask him.
Okay.
When did you decide you wanted to be a chef?
When I was 14, so he had a little taco shop called Petra up in McKinney, and I kind of just decided, you know what, like Dad, I want to be a chef. And at 14, you don't really know how it all works,
right.
you know. So I was just like,
and
you
that's
know,
what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
right.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started off. Where are you from originally?
Originally from Durango, Mexico.
Okay.
And been here since I was 12 years old. Grew up in Texas, but putting myself through college. Actually was pursuing business at the time, and wasn't sure what. I hated it. I just wanted to do something. My mother kind of say, "You got to go to college." So I went. So I was putting myself through college, working in restaurants. Cooking, waiting tables. And for me, it was fun. It was awesome. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed, seeing people enjoy food, and I love cooking it. And then all of a sudden, I met my wife, but now, and she took me to a little trip to New York and introduced me to the culinary school over there.
Oh,
and which I have never heard about it.
CIA.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I never heard about it, so it was all new for me. I was like, I didn't even know that existed. Obviously in the Latin community, being a chef was not a big
at that
thing
time.
back
at
then.
That, at that time.
Back then, it was like nothing.
Yeah.
And
now they're sought after.
Just a cook.
And now they're sought after.
Yes, I know. So I went over there and I said, like, what do you got to do to be here? I mean, so I started kind of researching and finding out what you had to do, and they told me, and next year I was there. Then all of a sudden, this guy called Phil Romano calls me.
That's right.
He wants to open a restaurant.
When Phil Romano called you, what year was that?
It was 1993.
1993. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And so we created a little concept called Cosa Mouse,
right?
Which Brinker got interested in it, and obviously at the time Phil was on fire with the Macaroni Grill,
right?
And so he was like the golden boy for Brinker International.
Yep.
So he was on fire. So they bought us like a year later, and so we became a corporate chef for them.
So did you create the Cosmo concept, or did he buy the concept?
No, we created it.
Okay, you created it.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic.
I did all the food, the menu, everything.
Be sure to visit betoandson.com for next generation Mexican food. Desserts are always at the top of our list. These three sisters were looking for a way to change their family legacy, and they decided to reopen a family business that had been closed for over 10 years. Trey visits with Darla McEwen and Nita Briggs, two of the three sisters from Cookie Haven in Dallas, Texas.
Okay, so tell us your name.
I'm Darla McEwen.
That's Darla and
Nita Briggs.
Nita Briggs.
Yes.
And the third one?
Kim Haynes.
That's the one I met.
Yes.
Over there at Cookie Haven.
Yes.
Because y'all were busy.
Yes.
All the recipes, was it your grandmother's or mom's or something I read?
So some of the recipes, 85% of the cookie recipes were our mom's recipes.
Okay.
And that's where we started with the cookie recipes.
Y'all are all characters. I'll have to talk to you 5 minutes and realize you're all characters.
No, she thinks she's a stand-up comedian. I exaggerate not.
I am funny. I'm funny. She didn't think so.
I'm sure you are. So it was your mom's recipes. Now, did you?
What was her cookie recipes?
Cookie recipes. So, let me ask you this: did those recipes come from her mom, or did she create the recipes herself?
She created them.
Yeah.
Okay, so she didn't eat, but she created recipes.
Yes.
She wanted to make money, extra money, so she did it for money, right? So she would sell them.
Okay, see, that's awesome. Now, see, I would never,
Yes.
I would have thought she was doing it for the family, whatever.
Oh no.
So, no.
Well, because we were single mom, and so she had divorced mom, and raised 4 girls, and so she, our mom always worked. She was always working, and so just trying to raise her girls, and so she did the baking for extra money.
Okay,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yeah, we were doing about 100 dozen cookies every Sunday.
Wait. So you started baking them out of your house
Yes.
on Sundays. you're making 100. You said 100 dozen.
100 dozen. We
dozen.
got to 100 dozen, and then we at first it didn't start. It was probably about what 30, 40 dozen. Then it got to 100, and so it was so many cookies that when she would take them to her job, it was crazy.
Wait, that if you multiply that times 12, you realize how many cookies? That's 1,200 cookies.
No, we were making a lot of
in
cookies.
one oven. Yeah,
And they were big cookies. They were huge cookies.
Yeah.
What?
Nice
How
size.
did you?
It was
What-
hard.
I would,
It was-
but you know what? You were obviously passionate about it because you made it work.
Yes.
True.
So you made it work.
True.
Yes.
No matter what you did the reason for, you was passionate about what you were doing it for, and you made it work.
True.
Right,
True.
right, exactly. And so after we got to about 100, we decided to open up our first store. And so we opened up the store, and I quit my job. We just quit cold turkey, and we opened up the store in DeSoto.
In DeSoto. That was our
Okay,
first
that was
store.
right. Now that's the first one I know about. So
Using the cookie recipes created by their mom, better known as Ms. Cookie, along with dedication, determination, and extraordinary customer service, they bring back the ultimate cookie dessert experience. See all the sweet deliciousness on their website at cookiehaven.com. That's cookie with a K. Up next, Trey was able to spend some time with Chef Jonathan from Jonathan's Oak Cliff and Jonathan's Diner in Dallas.
okay, so where are you from originally?
Okay, I consider myself a Houstonian. I was
Okay.
born. My family is from West Virginia.
Right.
I was born in a small town in Illinois called Pinckneyville, Illinois. My dad was in the mining industry, so the early part of my childhood was spent up that area. We moved to Houston when I was like 3 years old, and I pretty much born and raised in Sugarland.
That's a big culinary world down there in Houston.
Yeah, I say that is probably the biggest influence on my style.
Sure.
I like to tell people when they ask me like really what it comes down to, I say I have a lot of Gulf Coast influences
Right.
in me. I do. There's a lot of kind of Creole in the
Right.
way I cook. There's that kind of country home style thing going on, but I think it all really materializes from growing up in Houston and eating, a lot of seafood, a lot of Creole, a lot of Mexican food, a lot of Tex-Mex.
So you lived in Houston. So what was your favorite when you were growing up? What was there a catalyst or a one major thing that got you involved in cooking?
Fried shrimp.
Fried shrimp.
Fried shrimp, man. When I was a kid, I was born in 76, so I'm 43 now. And when I was a kid, Red Lobster was totally different than Red Lobster is now.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Red Lobster being like white tablecloth, and
Right.
that's where you went for like Mother's Day, birthdays.
2-3 times a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And it was like our spot. So as a kid, we would go to Red Lobster, and I tell people this all the time. The first food that I fell in love with, that I knew like food was my thing, was fried shrimp and cocktail sauce.
All right, so here's what we talked about earlier: chicken fried steak. Look at this bad boy.
Yep, that is our
I couldn't see
chicken
it
fried
earlier.
steak.
Hold on, really, I can see
And
it.
it normally comes with eggs too, but I didn't put any eggs on it for you.
That is huge.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it's got that crunch.
We call it as big as your face. Chicken
Big
fried
as your
steak.
face.
Yeah. As my plumber always says, this is what my money smells like.
That's good.
It's the little details in life, right?
Details, right.
That's what makes people like the potatoes. Like, I always tell people, like, everything I do, I'm always thinking, I want you to think, damn, these are the best potatoes I've ever had with the breakfast. That's my goal every time. You know what I mean? Like, I get on my guys all the time. I'm like, whenever you're making a burger and we do a burger setup, like you that's in your hands. Like you pick the lettuce and the tomatoes and the onions that go on that garnish. Like, if it's not perfect, that's on you.
You can visit Chef Jonathan at jonathansoakcliff.com and on Beckley Avenue in Dallas. Having previously written for the Dallas Observer, Texas Highways, and D Magazine, Trey gets an opportunity to visit with Jose Relat, the Texas Monthly taco editor and expert on the folklore of the taco.
We're here again with Texas Monthly's new taco editor. Isn't that fantastic?
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's incredible. Yeah. I've never been the popular kid. Suddenly I'm very popular.
I bet so.
So it's, in some ways, the response has been overwhelming in that I was just caught off guard at how big the news got.
So fast.
Yeah, so fast.
Yeah.
I talked to the BBC World Service Radio.
Right.
I talked to NPR Weekend Edition, Univision's English language network, and it just
Crazy.
all kinds of crazy things. And I never thought I'd do that. I just like to read and write about tacos. And so I get to do that now for a living.
That's right.
You can find out more about Jose Relat and the history of the taco by visiting his website at thetacotrail.com. HutchinsBBQ.com. Originally started in 1978 as Roy's Smokehouse in Princeton, Texas, it had become such a local favorite that Roy had to move to a bigger location. He called the new location Hutchins Barbecue, and Trey talked with pitmasters Tracy and Wes Hutchins.
Okay, so your dad did actually start it.
Roy Smokehouse. It was Roy Smokehouse. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yep.
Roy Smokehouse.
That's where I was 7 years old. You see the established 78?
Okay.
So I was 7 years old, when it come to be. So,
Okay, so see, I did not know the back history. That's
Yes,
neat
that's it,
because
yeah.
anything you read about Hutchins, they don't have the back history.
right,
So,
yeah.
so
We
that's
have a
neat.
little story, but you got to look for it. Yeah,
You go online, it's got the full story. You just got to click on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got to click.
Yeah.
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 There's so much stuff to click on now.
Yeah,
online.
Yeah, that's true.
So it was Roy Smokehouse and Princeton,
Yeah.
and it was 1978. And was it a small? Was it actual? Just
It was a little portable building, really cool. I mean, I kind of getting into depth, but it was a little. Dad built a room on the end of it, and so we lived in a room for 5 years, literally a room. And but that's all Dad wanted to do is cook barbecue. His passions was that, and him and Mom have always been music leaders in church. So I mean, I don't know how many nights it was going to revival. Closed down.
That's what it was.
If church something wasn't going on at church, we were open. But if something was going on at church, we were closed. But Dad really quick knew that he could do have a good business there. So
that is a fantastic story.
me and Wes was raised up in it, so it was kind of funny. We were getting out of high school, and I guess Wes had just graduated, and he said, "You guys are going to come to work for me." And we're like, we're all, I'd say most of us are alpha males.
Yeah.
We're real bullheaded. We're like, no, Dad, we're going to work with you. We're going to be partners. And so Mom, obviously having the two boys, and our younger brother Tim was a little younger, obviously at that time.
Now, have I met Tim?
You've
Yes,
met
you
Tim
met
on TV.
Yes,
On
he did
ABC. Okay.
He did the TV thing with you. So, anyway, Mom, me and Wes, of course, her boys are her husband. She sided with us, and we said we're going to call it Hutchins Barbecue.
That's how it started.
Dad didn't like it. He thought the customers were going to turn on him, because he had so much, so much traffic coming from McKinney. A lot of our business did come from McKinney.
You know what? That happens a lot of times. People buy a place or they change the name.
There's
and
no
it's-
doubt.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
that's why it felt like that.
No,
yeah.
and he was in the right for doing it, but we hung in there, and obviously we're Hutchins today.
After a devastating fire in 2012, Hutchins Barbecue rose from the ashes and smoked its way into Texas Monthly's top 50 barbecue joints in the world. Check out their story at HutchinsBBQ.com. Now, the State Fair of Texas wouldn't be the same without the world-famous Fletcher's Corny Dog. Trey was honored to visit with Corny Dog heiress Amber Fletcher to discuss the history of the famous meal on a stick that debuted at the State Fair in 1942.
Your dad, how does Fletcher start exactly?
Well, so my grandfather, Neil
Right.
Fletcher, started it in 1942.
Okay.
He was in vaudeville performing on the side of Haskell Street in tent shows. He was the producer of the Madcap Players. And towards the end of vaudeville, he was actually doing a show at the State Fair of Texas when he was approached and offered a booth, which he said yes, and within a couple years came up with this creation of the Corny Dog and debuted it in 1942.
So when they asked him to do the booth, he didn't have to create the corn dog yet.
He had no idea.
He had no idea what he was going to do.
He just knew that he had to jump at the opportunity.
So what were the steps of the process of him creating the corn? I mean, how did he come up with the batter and all that stuff? Where did the idea come from?
Right. So from what I understand, on Oak Lawn there was a German baker, immigrant baker, that had a dish of cornmeal and hot dogs or meat or something, but it was too time consuming. It took 30 minutes or so to bake. You had to sit down, get a fork and knife, and he and his brother had the idea, we like this dish. How can we speed up the process? How can we make it mobile? Can we deep fry it? And so they just, over time came up with this hot dog covered in cornmeal on a stick and deep fried.
And I guess, as we know now, the rest is history.
The rest is history. In the first year, they sold $8,000, which is equivalent to $120,000.
Right.
So this brand new innovation idea no one ever heard of, over $100,000, and back then the fair was 17 days.
Yeah.
I would say it was a hit.
Yeah, I wonder what the first people thought when they saw, what is that?
Well, they had to cut them up in bite-sized pieces and give them away because they had never seen anything like it before.
Well, did they originally start on a stick?
Yes,
they
did.
I wonder if people were they were scared to try them the first time, maybe.
Maybe. They had to give them away for free, but I was told they always came back for more.
Yeah.
So, but back then they used to just have, a burger or ice cream or some like a square meal. They didn't have the deep fried obsession that we have today at the State Fair.
While the argument may still involve the choice between mustard or ketchup, you can still enjoy your Fletcher's Corny Dog at the Texas State Fair and now in their new mobile trailers in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Visit their site at FletchersCornyDogs.com. Cameron Cronin from Trova Wine and Market stopped by this year to geek out with some different wines and share some of his extensive knowledge. Cameron is a certified level 2 sommelier and is Trova's wine director and general manager.
So let's where are you from?
Oh man, that's a tough question. Air Force brat. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, born in West Germany.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Tell everybody what a master sommelier is. What does that entail?
Okay, so there are many different organizations that provide wine education and certification. The most notable, most people saw the documentary Somm.
Right.
It's based on the Court of Master Sommeliers, the America branch.
Okay.
The Court of Master Sommeliers has been in Europe for hundreds of years, basically. Fact check me on that. I'm not sure how long.
I'm sure a long time.
Yeah, but it came to the Americas in the 70s, basically.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a certification avenue for service-oriented wine professionals.
Right.
It's an education, so there's 4 different levels. There's the introductory, the certified sommelier, which is what I am right now, the advanced sommelier, which is what I'm working on, and then the master sommelier, which is level 4.
What's the most challenging? Is it trying to find the right wine for somebody, or is it picking the right wine? Or?
Well, yeah, it's the whole picture. So we talked about it earlier. I not only do the wine, I'm the general manager. So staffing, HR, I stare at spreadsheets all the time. So I think balancing all of that is probably the toughest job. But in terms of like dealing with guests, I think educating without coming across as like
making pompous,
pretentious. My main duty is to give you the tools necessarily to go out there and like, find the wines that you like.
Right. I couldn't see you being like that. I could just see you because you're passionate about it. I could just see you exerting your passion about it.
Yeah.
And you just got to be careful how you do that, right?
Yeah. And like I said, I want to nerd out. I want to go down the rabbit hole, but like, I can't do that with everybody.
You lose them, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, really quickly.
Attention spans are about 3 minutes, man.
Yeah. Rule number 1, pour wine for people, and then you can nerd out later.
Yeah. Let them drink.
Yeah. Let them drink.
Trova.
Trova.
Yes. Trova. Okay. Y'all have how many different wines do y'all have?
So by the glass, we have 22 different wines plus dessert wines and fortified wines, and then about 250 or so bottles on reserve. The wine list is about 8 pages long. So I brought some really good alternatives. The holidays are coming up. We have Christmas, and we're in the middle of Hanukkah.
And they can buy these at your place?
Yes, these are these 2 are available by the glass at Trova.
Okay.
But I want to talk about New Year's because people pop champagne on New Year's all the time. But like champagne, great. Not necessarily approachable at price point for a lot of people. Champagne's expensive for good reason. Like it's really good.
Right.
But there are a lot of wines out there, and I brought 2 of them that are really, really good alternatives. They're a little bit more like baller on a budget.
Right.
For people.
Wait, what did you say?
Baller on a budget.
I love that baller on a budget.
Listen, like common misconception.
Dude, that's awesome.
I get to drink really expensive wines all the time. No. Absolutely not. Like I work in a restaurant. Like I'm not sitting here like printing cash.
What was the website for the restaurants again?
TrovaWine.com.
And the save the restaurants. What was that one too?
SaveRestaurants.com.
SaveRestaurants.com. Okay.
Cronin's wine background is European centric, and he's known for pouring funky and hard to find wines from small vineyards. Check out the selection at TrovaWine.com or visit them in Dallas. This year was truly special for Trey, as he enjoyed a unique opportunity to visit with Dallas's own chef, Kent Rathbun. Chef Rathbun has cooked for Ross Perot, Queen Elizabeth, George Michael, Julia Childs, and Oprah, among other high-profile names. He was also one of the featured chefs for the Bush 2001 inaugural ball, and he competed on Food Network's hit series, Iron Chef America. Here's Trey and Chef Rathbun.
So we're here for our new season. We're kicking it off today with Chef Kent Rathbun from Dallas. Kent, thank you so much, buddy.
Pleasure, man.
I really appreciate it.
Good to be here.
Sorry for all the troubles.
No worries. As I was saying, man, I know where you're at. I feel you.
Since we're talking about barbecue, let's get into the spice. You've got these new spices now.
Right on.
And this is Rathbun Family Barbecue Rub.
Right.
And you've got the Sticky Pig Pork Rub. I like that Sticky Pig.
Yeah.
And the Lemon Pepper Garlic Salt. I smell that when I picked it up.
Yeah.
And the Steak and Chopped Garlic Salt.
That's it.
You can't go wrong with any of those.
So I'll tell you, the Steak and Chopped Garlic Salt has been on the market for quite some time, and I'm happy to say that this is one of the things that went away for me when I separated from my last company, and so I redid these new formulas, new packaging, new label. and they are popping up in Central Market this week.
That's awesome.
So they should be on the shelf this week. And if you want to just order them off my website, again, chefkentrathman.com, we have a pretty cool little merchandise page. But I'm going to tell you, man, the steak and chop salt, I call it the gold dust.
Right.
This is an all-purpose seasoning for whatever kind of meats, vegetables.
Gold dust.
I'm telling you, it's awesome. And then what's really cool is these are all derived from this, right? So you get a little of this. Now you have citrus. You got lemon peel. You got a little rosemary and the lemon. The sticky pig is kind of a mixture between the barbecue rub and the chop salt with extra sugar. We call it sticky pig because it's got topinamba sugar and brown sugar.
I was just fixing to ask you about that. That's good.
So you get the granular sugar, and then the barbecue rub is a really awesome barbecue rub. That's a dry rub that you can put on for up to 24 to 48 hours ahead. It's got very little salt in it, so it's just mostly peppers and paprika and things like that. So briskets, chickens, ribs, pork bellies, pork butts. This is the rub that you put on it, and then you come back and hit it with the chop salt before you cook.
Okay. All right. We're almost done. Chef, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
That's fast.
Remember, chefkentrathman.com.
Yes.
Spell your last name for everybody.
RATHBUN.
That's right. chefkentrathman.com. It's got to be that for the barbecue.
With restaurants like Abacus, Emoto, and other well-known names in his portfolio, Chef Rathman and his wife, Tracy, currently co-own local Dallas favorites Shinsei, Lover's Seafood and Market, and Rathman's Curbside Barbecue. Learn more about Chef Rathman on his website at chefkentrathman.com. Okay, it's time to switch from food to beverage for our next guests. Trey loves to pair his food with his drinks, and this year we were privileged to have in studio both John Pritchett, founder and CEO, and Chef David Hollister, executive chef from Wildlaker Brewing Company in Fort Worth, Texas.
All right, so Wildlaker Brewing, everybody can see the flavors right here. These are not all the flavors, but that's some of them. We're going to get into the flavors in a little bit. Right now we're going to talk with John, David. John, tell me how Wildlaker got started. How did the concept come about? How did it get started?
Well, I was working for a beer distribution company, big company, Benny Keith.
Right.
They distribute the Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch portfolio.
Right. A lot of it.
Pretty large part of Texas.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's a long story, but the long and the short of it is that style of beer kind of started going down. Craft beer and imports were growing.
Yeah.
The company made a decision to purchase this company called C.R. Goodman, and they had a statewide distribution footprint for a bunch of great craft brands.
Okay.
Oscar Blues, Dogfish Head, Real Ale out of Blanco.
I know Dogfish Head.
Yeah, a bunch of great brands. So we brought those brands into the company in 2008, and we just the growth was just explosive. I mean, we saw that the power of those brands in the hands of a larger distributor with a wider reach throughout the market versus being with a little distributor. You were just like, whoa, this was a lion in a cage sitting just over here, just
waiting to be like
no one really knew it.
So you opened up there, and now you're at Wildlaker Camp Bowie.
Yes.
Where Mr. Chef David Hollister comes into play.
Yeah.
So you've got the Wildlaker Camp Bowie, and you've got a fantastic sandwich menu. And David, let's talk a bit about the sandwich menu because I love the sandwiches. So let's talk about it a little bit. First, talk about your background. You've developed a lot of concepts. Funny enough, we talked about Gas Monkey. You're not the reason they left. You're the reason they stayed there, did successful so long because you developed the food. Let's talk about your career a little bit.
So my career, got a big start here in Fort Worth at Yucatan Taco Stand, where I was the corporate executive chef about 10 years ago. And then through that gig, I moved on to Gas Monkey back in 2013, developed that menu, maintained that menu, and back in October.
And the one in Florida.
Yeah, Key West. That one's gone now.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. That was definitely an interesting gig.
Yeah.
And then we started up Wildlaker here and kind of brought some of my oldie but goodies with the Akushi beef and the all natural product and the really good quality produce that we're bringing in from Marcon and
the great bread.
Yeah, the great bread. Yeah, local, Dallas local. We're a scratch-made kitchen completely. We make all our own corned beef. That stuff brines for 6 days and then gets rubbed. And 2 days after that, we have pastrami and we sous vide all of our turkeys. We sous vide a lot of chicken.
If somebody asked me, man, what is Wildlaker? What would you tell them?
I think we're just a a company full of passionate people, totally dedicated to what we're putting out there, and beer and food.
Residing in the long shadow of Hell's Half Acre, Wildlaker Brewing Company toasts the legends that built its reputation with a devotion to brewing the highest quality American craft beer found anywhere. Enjoy a glass in tribute and learn more at wildacrebrewing.com. What pairs well with beer, you ask? You guessed it, barbecue. Next up, Trey visits with owner Matt Hamilton and executive chef Adam West from Local Yokel Barbecue and Grill in McKinney, Texas.
Y'all's websites for Local Yokel Barbecue?
Yeah, Local Yokel BBQ and Grill.com, Local Yokel Farm to Market.com.
So if anybody wants to dial in while we're talking, they can do that.
Get on it.
So we got before we start, we got Local Yokel Barbecue and Grill in McKinney, which I love. And you won the best craft burger. That for the Hamilton, which is awesome.
Yep.
And then we have Local Yokel
Farm to Market, butcher shop where it all started.
All right, so here we got this is the burger that won the best craft burger in North Texas. Adam, I'm gonna let you talk about it.
All right, so this is the Hamilton. The story behind this one, obviously, is that whenever we had the food truck years ago, the boys on the truck wanted to create a burger that was too big for Mr. Hamilton himself to eat. Original had 2 patties, but this has a Wagyu beef patty, 2-3 slices of brisket depending on the size, bacon, jalapenos, onions, obviously caramelized onions, and then of course the jalapeno cheddar sausage.
Jalapeno cheddar sausage,
which is made in house. It's pretty awesome. And then Tillamook cheddar over the top, a little bit of mayo on the bun. I mean, it's about a pound of meat. It's a big boy.
It's an awesome burger. I mean, that's why it won.
It's agricultural support system. There's every level of agriculture is supported there. Wheat farmers, dairy farmers,
look at that,
pig farmers, cattle ranchers.
And that's why I picked it. I've got a nice little video too if you go to TreysChowdown.com and just go to the burgers, it's very easy, burger tab. There'll be a video in there. Did you like that music for that?
Good, bad, and ugly.
And of course, we put the fruit on there as just to give your cardiologist a break.
Yeah. So this is a pound of meat, if I remember right?
It is.
It's a pound of meat. So that's amazing that you came up. And so how many of these you think y'all sell? I mean, I want to ask you, hang on, I want to ask you a question. And you don't have to be, but did your sales bump up after the article came out? Did you notice an influx in the
it did.
sales?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Okay, how many people order it and go, oh my God, I didn't know it was that big?
50%.
Oh yeah.
50%, really?
50%. My 81-year-old dad ordered this Saturday. And I don't know, he just had never ordered it. And I guess on the menu, he just hadn't seen where he goes, well, I got a burger with my name on it. I'm ordering that. And my sister's like, Daddy ordered the burger. He doesn't know what it is. He's like, oh, what in the world?
A true family-owned local business with heart, soul, and passion behind everything they do. Visit their site and check out their menu at localyokelbbqandgrill.com. He was once called the single most talented cook I ever worked with by Anthony Bourdain. Executive chef John Teaser, also known by the name Jimmy Sears in Bourdain's best-selling memoir Kitchen Confidential, was also a 2-time contestant on Bravo's Top Chef. Let's hear from Trey and Chef Teaser.
So you've got the one in Orlando.
We have it's called Knife and Spoon.
Right.
It's a combination of knife and spoon, so it's steak and seafood.
For people who don't know, Spoon was your old restaurant here.
Spoon was a seafood restaurant.
Right.
We had. I worked for RM Seafood in New York and Las Vegas, and I grew up on the east end of Long Island. I was a seafood chef most of my life before steak took over my entire universe.
Hence my octopus cup today.
Yeah. So we're going to get back into that a little bit. And I was luckily the owners of that. They just purchased the property, and I'm not replacing. I'm walking in the footsteps of what was formerly Norman Van Aken's.
Right.
I did that once before with Dean Ferring.
Right.
And so it was that whole little, Dean Ferring, Norman Van Aken, Charlie Trotter, Emerald Lagasse.
Right.
I got 2 down. I got Dean and Norman. Charlie has passed on, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And Emerald,
I'm coming for you.
Buddy. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it's an honor. It's an honor to be able to be, to have first, walked in the footsteps of Dean, and now to be in the same space as an iconic chef.
Well, you were telling me that's a big
like
resort.
Norman.
That's a big resort.
Yeah. Well, Norman was has been the chef of Florida for decades.
Yeah.
And I have a tremendous respect for that. And he's still there existing. We're not looking to, it's not a competition.
Right.
But John Tezar has a restaurant in a Ritz-Carlton in a 500-acre resort, and I'm blessed, And
You're gonna sell steaks as well.
We're gonna sell steak from 44 farms,
Awesome.
and all talk about supporting local.
Yeah.
Oh, we only do the Texas beef.
Right.
I am 44 farms, Heart brand.
You cooked with Tony. You met Bourdain in New York, right?
Yeah, that's when oddly enough, I met Bourdain when I had lost everything. And sure enough, Bigfoot, who's in Kitchen Confidentials, legendary, Andy Menschel, he said there's going to be a guy, he's a writer. He went to CIA. He goes down to St. Martin with his wife, at the time Nancy, and he writes and hangs out. And during the busy season, he comes back to New York and he helps me out. And he's worked in other restaurants before. So he goes, I said, great, a trained chef. And so Tony and I hit it off. And I was just reading, I do audiobooks, but I was just going through that the other day because it's the second anniversary of his passing.
Right.
And, and I posted that on social media. We were friends in the 80s. We bickered in the 90s.
Right.
We fought in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And, it's just amazing that I got to share that much time with him.
Recently named Best Steakhouse in Dallas, Texas by D Magazine, Knife Steakhouse is located off East Mockingbird Lane in Dallas, and you can find more information at knifedallas.com. Up next, Trey visits with CEO of Shell Shack, Dallas Hale. Your seafood favorites, just the way you like them.
And where are you from originally?
I was born in Houston, raised in Plano.
So you are a Texas boy.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's awesome. So you were in the military?
Yes, sir. From 89 to 93.
Oh, what division?
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard. Do you like it?
Yeah, it was a good time. It helped shape me.
Helped shape you?
Yeah.
It does. And I went to military school. So.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So when you got out, were you interested in the restaurant business when you were in the military, or was it after?
No, it was after. So I got out and I went in at a young age and was hanging out in bars quite a bit. And I decided, after about 3 months of hanging in bars, I liked it. I was like, well, why don't I work in the bar instead of spending my money in it? Because I like being out at night and everything. And so I started bartending in a bar in Deep Ellum.
Oh, Deep Ellum. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you were there in Deep Ellum, and then what'd you do after that? How'd your career take shape, I guess?
So I worked in Deep Ellum for a while, became a general manager, worked my way up, and opened up a nightclub in Deep Ellum, and thought I knew how to own, realized I didn't. About a year later, shut it down, and then got real humbled and went back to managing and GMing, and then started really learning.
It's amazing, but that was an experience that you won't ever forget, though, right?
Right, absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, it's sometimes you have to learn by fire.
And I absolutely learned that, and to this day I still have mentors that I call and I talk to on a weekly basis. Scott Gordon is a great one, and just different people. That once you think you know it all, you lose. All
right, so we've got this is the VIP. Normally would be on to come like this.
No.
Yeah, it's on one.
Yeah, it comes all in one bag. We have 4 different platters.
So the heavyweight is the big one. I think I saw the menu. The heavyweight, I couldn't remember the name. 4 or 5 people. Does it feed?
No,
3 to 5.
The heavyweight is 6 to 8, I believe.
6 to 8. Oh boy, I missed that one.
and I'll tell you what, we've had 2 people come in and put it away.
Are you serious?
And be ready for more.
All right, so these right here, these are the crab tater tots.
Absolutely.
These are the ones that are the
crab stuffed tater
crab
tot.
stuff. Yeah, right. Those are delicious. And then we got the crab, we got the shrimp there.
Grilled shrimp.
And then here's the burger, which I didn't know you had, which now I'm going to have to check that out.
Absolutely. Our burgers, they come really good. We actually made those in our sports bar way back when, and so we make a very good burger at all of our places. You got the buffalo chicken sandwich over here. You got some fried catfish, some fried shrimp. You got the carrot cake back there.
Cake. Yeah.
Visit your favorite Shell Shack location in the DFW Metroplex, Houston, Tyler, and even in Clearwater, Florida. Find them online at shellshack.com. Now hold on to your hats. Next up, Trey spins the roulette wheel of fate to find out who gets the tasty surprise of a lifetime on their slice of Reaper Pizza. Founder and CEO Con Nguyen and COO Jason Brooks from Zalat Pizza, with several locations in DFW, explain how Pizza Roulette works.
So, Con.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Yes.
How does Zalat get started? Tell me I want to know the story, the start.
Okay.
Okay.
So the starts, I'll have to go back a little bit.
Yeah, you do. Please do. Yeah.
I'm actually originally from South Vietnam.
Awesome.
Came over here after the war ended. So the name of Zalat came out of the fact that I'm from Dalat, Vietnam.
Okay.
So it's in the Central Highlands of Vietnam.
So now the crust that I had was very delicious. It wasn't overly crusty. It had a lot of flavor, but it wasn't crazy.
Yeah, we're looking for it to be crunchy yet chewy, so you can pick it up and have that nice fold, and it's that perfect pizza bite.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah,
and it's not super filling, so you can eat. In my case, I could eat more.
Yes, I have that same problem at home.
Better than having a full pizza, why don't we do something super fun?
Right.
And I said, why don't we just do, Russian roulette with pizza? So we worked on it for months to try to get, consistency across, all the shops that we can do this properly and not have contamination in other pizzas where people don't want this.
Oh, that'd be disastrous.
Yeah.
Whoa, Lord.
So when we get that Reaper pizza, so we can do it on any pizza. It's an option.
You can go on any pizza.
On any pizza.
Yeah.
So So you can have it on any pizza you make. And they just make one slice as the Reaper
one
slice.
Slice. We add the Reaper sauce, and it's like spinning a roulette wheel. You never know which slice is the spicy slice. So if you're with your friends or with your family and something like this, you never quite know who's going to get the hot one.
The top of the box here has got a warning sticker that says Reaper Roulette Pizza, which I think is neat. Look at that, Reaper Roulette. That's fun. That's funny. And all its
That's
social
our
businesses.
Disclaimer, yeah.
That's great though. But I mean, it's right there.
Yeah. Today we also added jalapenos.
Might as well. Those are insignificant compared to what's on there now, though.
Yeah. When you order our Pineapple Express, normally it won't have the jalapenos on it.
Yeah, so we're gonna do this, and we have no idea which one. I'm just gonna.
We did not cheat. So
Ron,
you go first.
Get a picture of me taking this. I think, oh my gosh, this thing is gonna have to be something. If I get this, I'm gonna let you have one.
Jason, you're next.
Oh boy, which one? It's like roulette. I'm going here.
We can guarantee you that we'll know if we get it though. We spent months creating this one. We wanted to knock one out. Sorry about that. Knock one out of the park. It's bacon, pineapple, teriyaki sauce, cilantro.
I don't have it yet. Do you have it?
No, I don't have it.
It's good though.
Mm-hmm. You like it?
It's delicious. It's good though. I might have to go back for another one.
There are
you can tell. Did you get it? Oh, did you get
it right away? Yeah. Oh my gosh,
that's awesome.
Good, I'm safe.
So I had a fleeting thought in my mind of, you know what? I eat a lot of spicy food. I can just keep eating it because I love eating spicy food. So it's very tasty. But then I remembered.
Well, it looks like Trey lucked out. These guys are zealots on a mission from the gods to make the best pizza in the universe. Check out Zalat Pizza and read more about their Reaper Pizza at zalatpizza.com. If you've ever spent time in the Fort Worth stockyards, then you're already familiar with our next guest. Chef Tim Love is known as much for his vibrant personality as he is for his signature urban Western cuisine, creating inspired and innovative dishes that have earned critical and popular acclaim. Widely known as a de facto ambassador for Texas, here's Trey's visit with Chef Tim Love.
I came up with this concept of doing an online or a virtual cooking demo, but what we do is we send everybody the ingredients. Not only do you get to see it, but you're cooking live with me. And that's what everybody's always wanted to do anyway. Yeah. So we recently did one with Live Nation, a grilling demo. We did salmon, skirt steak, cauliflower, and spring onions.
Oh, wow.
So we send everybody everything you need, plus a list of all the tools that you need, plus a way to set it up, a picture of a way to get it all set up. So when you start, we go live, your table looks just like my table. And then we cook together live with a moderator who takes all the questions on Zoom. I answer all the questions live, and we take it slow, and everybody cooks together. It's really,
what
really
a fantastic
spectacular.
idea.
It's really fun.
If people want to get follow you, what's your social media? Just Chef Tim Love?
Chef Tim Love on everything, Twitter, Instagram, and on the website, cheftimlove.com.
Right, and that's on your website. It's got everything there.
Everything there, and that's where I also go order the burritos, fajitas, and burritos.
Yeah, burritos, yeah.
Definitely, if you want that delivered, go check that out. And then goldbelly.com to get the frozen ones delivered to you all around the world.
With restaurants spanning the nation from Seattle to Knoxville, Chef Love is chef and owner of beloved Texas restaurants Lonesome Dove Western Bistro, Woodshed Smokehouse, Queenie Stackhouse, Jamel, Attico, and Love Shack, as well as the storied White Elephant Saloon. Learn more about Chef Love online at cheftimlove.com. The year 2020 was tough for all of our local restaurants and bars. This year, Trey was honored to visit with Dr. Emily Knight, CEO of the Texas Restaurant Association. Dr. Knight gives us some insight into how the 2020 pandemic has affected our most beloved institutions.
So you are from, where were you? You told me Boston.
Yeah, so raised in Connecticut.
Raised in Connecticut.
Dad was on a submarine base in Connecticut, and then sort of a transplant to Texas now about 10 years. I mean, and you know what's painful for me is think about restaurants. Who's the first person that shows up in a disaster?
Yeah.
Who's the first person you call when your son needs to have a baseball sponsorship or a fundraiser?
Right.
The restaurants have always come first. Even in this crisis, we had restaurants are the number one folks that stepped up to help first responders and healthcare workers when they weren't making a dime.
Right.
They turned, remember too, business interruption insurance, Trey, doesn't exist here.
Right.
So they lost all their inventory. You know what they did? They gave it out to their employees.
Right, yeah.
They gave it out to people in need, right?
Food banks to give food away.
Pummeling them on the media. And it's like, you know what's going to change is the consumers have got to get out and support these restaurants.
Right.
It's on them to take care of their local restaurants.
They have to.
Yeah.
So have y'all figured out yet how many restaurants we're going to lose? Have they figured out a good number?
And it's a great week to have this conversation. So we projected, we've got about 15% that have closed, right? Turn the keys in, done.
Forever gone.
Forever gone. They're out, right? And it was about 10% within the first 2 months. We've seen another 5%. We project it's 30%, but I will tell you the deciding factor. This
overall,
week,
30%.
Overall,
everything, okay.
And it tracks to the national average. Your independents, though, are going to be independent, meaning Thai shop, little noodle shop, small, not a lot of capital.
They're a bigger percentage. People want to get a hold of the TRA, see what you're about. Give us the.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to txrestaurant.org.
Okay.
I always say this. I know this will surprise you, but I'm eKnight at txrestaurant.org. You're welcome to email me directly, but we just want to help. I mean, I think one of the things we did, Trey, when the crisis hit is we opened up everything to everyone, not just members.
Right.
And it was a risk, right? Because we're an association, we're a nonprofit,
Right.
but we said this is not a time to make people pay for things, right? We're going to open it to the world, and I think it's the best thing we ever did. So if people out there need help or they need more information, they can come to the website or they come to me directly, and I can get them to the right place.
And I want to say, not because you're on my show, my family was in the restaurant business for 100 years in Texas. We were always a part of the organization. And it's a great organization. Even back then, it was smaller. It was a great organization. And if I owned a restaurant today, or a restaurant bar, I would want to be part of that organization. I think it's a fantastic organization.
And let me, and for everyone listening, right? This next legislative session is critical. We have alcohol to go. We have retail. We're doing some work with mixed beverage. If we don't solidify that, the minute these executive orders end, all that goes away.
The Texas Restaurant Association is the leading business association for Texas's $52.4 billion food service industry, which spans over 43,000 locations throughout the state. Learn more about how the Texas Restaurant Association can help you by visiting txrestaurant.org. As you can tell, Trey loves himself some Texas barbecue. And who better to teach us where to meet for some great brisket, ribs, and jalapeno mac and cheese? None other than pitmaster and owner Andy Cedino from Meet You Anywhere Barbecue.
I have Andy.
What's up, Trey? How you
Hey,
doing, buddy?
good. With Meet You Anywhere. Or Meet You Anywhere,
Meet
correct?
You Anywhere, yeah. My wife, Kirsten, in the very early days said, if you expect to grow this thing and, you know, you're as good as you think you are, then you better train and develop people better so that you're a better set of eyes looking in. So I'm like, she's 100% right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, honestly, that's really been the craft is dealing with the science of it every single day because conditions change every single day.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's funny because, too, on the craft side of it, people think that you have to have a, 1,000-gallon tank and you got to manage and struggle. I'm like, man, I'm the baby of 10 in a Mexican Catholic family. That's all I've done is struggle my whole life.
Yeah.
So when we had the opportunity to get into it, we'd been using the J&R oiler out of Mesquite.
Right.
I was very familiar with it. And I thought, man, I want to eliminate that struggle. We're the dumb barbecue guys, right? So nobody gives us much credit for stuff like that. And so to me, kind of like the struggle we were talking about earlier, I'm like, hey, man, the last thing I want to be doing out there, because trust me, when I first got started, I had a little trailer pit.
Yeah.
And I was that guy that was out there tweaking this
Hustling.
damper door, doing this,
Yeah.
trying to figure out and formulate the recipes. I'm like, cannot wait till we have some J&Rs in house that I know how to manage. We know how to, I can teach somebody how to cook on those.
Yeah.
So I'm like, because everybody has the perception, it's like, yeah, I'm going to sleep out here by my pit. I'm going to take care of it. I'm like, that's great. that's passionate.
Yeah.
But you can't build a business that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you build it through the front door and you make those contacts. So we wanted to do something different.
Look at this brisket. Ron, let me see if I can turn this around here. Look at that.
Look
At
the
that.
bark on that, baby.
Look at that bark. You know, I have a term I call barkalicious.
Thank you, man. I like that. I'm going to steal that.
Look at the thickness. That is just beautiful brisket. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that, man. There we go. Look at that.
All right, man. So this.
Wow. Look at that.
This is the pepper tenderloin.
Awesome. No, it looks fantastic.
But it's good, man.
It looks fantastic. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. You only know a true barbecue joint if they do a beef rib, right? I mean, think about it. Only the true Texas barbecue joints are doing beef ribs.
Tell everybody how they get your social media. What's your social media handles?
So we're at Meet You Anywhere Barbecue.
That's MEAT.
MEAT, the letter U represents you, Anywhere Barbecue.
From humble beginnings to 2 locations in Grapevine and Trophy Club, Meet You Anywhere Barbecue welcomes you with open arms. Check out their exclusive menu online at that's MEAT, the letter U, anywhere.com. MeetYouAnywhere.com. All the way from the Rim Restaurant in Burleson, Texas to the Treys Chow Down Studio, Trey got to visit with Executive Chef Keith Buttons Hicks to discuss the great food and drinks served daily at the Rim.
I see you. Come on over here, man.
What's up, Big Trey?
Come on over. I saw you. Woo! What we got here?
This is that Fred Flintstone.
Oh, my God.
With those braised Brussels sprouts,
Grab
corn chowder.
Grab that right there and sit down in that chair right there.
I think I can do that.
Oh, boy, I bet you can.
Breakfast just got late.
Yeah, I did. Look at this. Look at that, Ron. Can you see that?
Woo!
Oh my gosh! Look at this Bloody Mary. Now, y'all serve these at the Rim. Look at that. Look at
we
that.
do serve that. That's that ultimate Bloody Mary, and it don't get no bloodier than that.
Man, that is awesome, Keith.
Isn't that crazy? Crazy cool. What's up, baby? How you doing, man?
Good, man. You looking nice and sexy today?
Try to, hey, it's Trey Day, so I got to look good. It's the Trey Day, you know.
That's
what's up.
Look at this. Look at this big old beef rib, boy.
Yabba dabba do.
Yeah, Flintstone.
Fred Flintstone is in the house.
Boy, that is awesome. Look at that thing, man. Good gosh. I watched you make one day, and I couldn't believe all the stuff that you put in there. So let's go through real quick. That Bloody Mary's got it's got shrimp.
Okay, yeah, it's got grilled Cajun dusted shrimp. It's got 2 pieces of chicken.
Is that your dust?
It would, yeah. I'm the dustiest. I am the dusty. Yeah, so it is. It's our little dust that we got.
Okay.
And it's got the andouille sausage. It's got the grilled Holy Trinity on it, and that chicken, man.
That chicken's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, that chicken is off the chain.
Yeah, that's your famous chicken. That's right.
All up in the house. So
That's
yeah. So we're very excited about that, and of course the grilled asparagus. So I mean, if you can finish that with what's in that container, that's all wow.
Well, if you finish it, you're gonna be happy.
You're gonna be extremely happy.
See, you know what that is?
We didn't put something into existence.
You know what you did? You created something new out of desperation, baby.
Out of desperation. We made it happen, baby. Creativity in the house today.
Right. Hey,
today.
You're not a celebrity chef because you're sitting at home on the porch all day.
You know, I had to come up with something on the way to Trade Day show. Trey's show. I had to come up with something
on the fly,
and here it is.
That's right.
You know,
oh my God.
we sacrifices we do. You know,
that's awesome.
Did you see that Bloody Mary? Wow, now that's a meal in itself. You can indulge in the fine food and beverages at the Rim Restaurant in Burleson, Texas, and maybe even get to meet the legend, Chef Hicks. Find them online at therimrestaurant.com. When it comes to beer, embracing tradition but breaking the rules from time to time is what Tups Brewery in McKinney, Texas does every day to create exciting new brews. Owner Keith Lewis and sales manager Chase Lewis stop by to visit with Trey.
Glad to have y'all here today.
Good to be here. Appreciate it.
Awesome. How did you come up with the name?
Well, actually, I had a partner when we started, and his name was Tupper. So when we started doing home brewing and entering little competitions, we said we got to have a name for the brewery. So we just took his first name and smashed it down and called it Tups. And I mean, it's stuck, it's strong, it's
Yeah,
good. The logo's good, so everybody loves it.
Yeah, it's easy to say. Yeah, it kind of rolls off the tongue.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's. I saw your video where it said that your wife bought you a homebrew kit. Was that trumped up marketing stuff, or was that true?
That's actually a true story.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Got the kit, went home, and Tupper actually, we worked together.
Right.
And we did 3 or 4 batches in the house, and then we migrated to the garage, and we migrated to the street, and now we've migrated to a 17,000 square foot building. So
and now you're migrating again.
Yes.
What'd you say, 40,000?
40,000 square feet in McKinney. So, and then Chase, my oldest son, he joined. My middle son joined, who's our brewer, and then my daughter joined, who does all our marketing. So it's a family affair, and it's been unbelievable.
So Chase, how old are you? Just curious.
37.
And you started. How long did it take you to start in the business after he started?
So I think it was initially you and Chris and Tupper that were brewing on the weekends. I was actually living in Chicago during the kind of the homebrew days.
Okay.
I was up there for school, for work, and then when I moved back, I was working, finance, real estate, kind of the boring desk job, and there was, I think, the launch period, the building the brewery, the laying the bricks. There's a picture of that floats around all the time.
Right.
Where we all kind of got our hands dirty and we're helping to build the brewery itself. My sister and I would help nights and weekends, but kept our day jobs. So I think with the brewery opening in May,
smart.
yeah,
smart.
Keep the steady income going for a little longer.
Yeah. I really appreciate y'all. Is there anything else is there anything else we can talk about besides your new package? Y'all need to go. They can get this to the store, right?
Yep. Get it to the store. Kroger at Market Street. Central Market. Specs, Total Wine, they all got it. So,
they all got it. What's y'all's social media handles? Your social media stuff, do you remember?
At Tubbs Brewery, Facebook, Instagram. I think it's
Tubbs. TUPPS if you're listening. Yeah.
Proud to be in Texas, Tubbs Brewery is located at the historic cotton mill in McKinney, Texas. To find out more about their brews or to schedule a tour of the brewery, visit tupsbrewery.com. Ooh-wee! I guarantee you'll enjoy our next guests, straight out of Louisiana by way of Newcastle, Oklahoma. The winners of the 2020 Oklahoma Food Truck Championship, Matt Cassell and Chris Dixon, owners of Go Cajun.
And here we are back again with the Go Cajun boys.
Thank you.
How's it going? Yeah.
It was a great time. We had a great experience at that Food Truck Championship. So we learned a lot and met some awesome people.
So let me tell you, so y'all are from Louisiana.
Yes, sir.
Which stands to reason because you got a Cajun truck. Which, some people, if you eat Cajun food, some people move there and do Cajun. But y'all being, it's authentic from y'all being from there, which makes it great, right? You got a good story.
We took it from there and brought it to Oklahoma. So
y'all are from, where y'all from in Louisiana?
I'm from Stonewall.
Just
south of Shreveport.
I'm just south Shreveport as well.
And y'all known each other all your life?
Yes, sir. We grew up together since we were probably 15, 16.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep, moved around with the oil field, and long story short, ended up in Oklahoma together. Obviously, 2 different companies.
Right.
And we were about a quarter mile apart from each other, and we hooked back up and started hanging out again, and both lost our jobs. He got laid off in December.
Oh.
And I got laid off in March.
Is that why you started this?
That's exactly why.
So was that necessity?
We had, I mean,
okay.
If we're going to work, let's work for ourselves and let's do something that we're good at and people enjoy it. And I love to cook. He loves to cook.
So you've been cooking Cajun a long time, right?
Right.
Both of you?
Both of us being from Louisiana, like Thanksgiving's coming up.
Right.
There's gonna be all kinds of Cajun food at my house, and that is my parents' house. Sorry, that's my favorite time of the year.
I'm not cooking anything.
Not at all.
No, you're not.
I don't even want to lay out a bag of chips.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, because you're tired, Daddy. That's what you do for a living now.
My dad said, he said, doing what you do is just like being a mechanic. It's easy to work on everybody else's stuff when you get paid for it.
Right.
When you do it for yourself, you don't want to touch it.
I didn't really understand your operation. So this is why everything is done fresh. That's a big part of your operation, and that's why it tastes so good. End result.
The quality matters most.
You know what that end result is? Deliciousness. That's what that end result is.
Good. We've never done an event, and we were like, we're not ready to go to this big event because he was like, the application. I don't know if you read it, but it says be ready to serve 10,000 people.
Yeah.
I was like, hell, we can't serve 100 in a day right now. So
I bet in your mind you're multiplying 100 to 10,000. You're like, oh my God.
There's no way. So we called him, and long story short, and he's like, man, you got to do it. And I was like, all right, sign us up. We'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And then, we got there and we saw the people. We're like, what have we done? What have we done?
You were freaking out, weren't you?
Yeah, we can't back out now. We're here. I was like, let's just do our thing. And when we were turned in our judges' plates, I told him, I was like, I don't want to change a thing on it. Let's just do it like we do every day for the normal person,
Right.
just to see where we stand.
That's what you should do. That's what you should
We
do.
didn't change anything special on it or anything. That's how we serve it to the customers.
That's why I laugh. We talked about before the show. You were so busy you couldn't even hear your wife get the awards, right?
No, couldn't hear anything. We just heard screaming, and we're like, what the hell's going on? His mom came running up to the window and got one first in savory and overall champion. We're like, how? What's going on?
Because it was delicious.
It's awesome.
Hashtag deliciousness.
The crowd of people in front of our trailer all started clapping for us and all that. It was really cool.
Completely not expecting to win. They were working so hard in their truck with the customer line a mile long, they didn't even hear their names announced. Find out more about the Go Cajun Boys at facebook.com/Go Cajun. Finally, what would 2020 be without the hiccups? It feels like this whole year has been one giant blooper. Let's close out the show with Treys' blooper reel from his appearance on Good Day Fox 4 with the best brunches in the Metroplex. We hope you had a wonderful 2020 and are looking forward to a positive and delicious 2021. For Trey Chapman and Treys Chow Down Live, I'm producer Ron. Take care.
Hey everybody, Trey Chapman here with Treys Chow Down here for Fox 4 Good Day. Oh, nope. It's Good Day Fox 4. Right here we've got the Danger Dogs from Chef Jonathan at Oh, God. They're from Jonathan, Chef Jonathan, at Jonathan's Oak Cliff and Jonathan's Bishop's Arch. Oh, God. He used to be Bishop's Arch, he moved. So all this goes through. All this swirls around in my brain, my mind. Right here, my first brunch dish. Oh, yeah. All right. Boy, if you make this motherfucker look good, it's going to be a goddamn miracle. Hell, I feel like we're shooting a movie. Right here from Jonathan's Oak Cliff and Jonathan's Diner, you have Danger Dogs from Chef Jonathan. The only thing about these is they are dangerously delicious. Sausage, they will blow your mind. Sausage wrapped in his own house batter, fried with his powdered sugar and his own dipping. I love these sausages. Let me just do it. I'll do it again. You gonna be all right? Can you put this all together? You gonna be okay? You wrap the pork up in this tortilla and bam, you got a pork deliciousness that you can eat. And over here, the big bad boy. One of my favorites of the year, French toast, tiramisu French toast from Chef Stefan at, oh, yeah. I on his restaurant. Right here, we've got French. This is unbelievable. Tiramisu French toast from Chef French Stefan. Can you fix that? I don't know how to do it. Right here we have the most awesome. Right here, this thing is really delicious. It's a spicy hot chicken from Rapscott. Well, you're gonna have a hell of a time with this one, Ron. Everything is made in-house, from the awesome buttery flaky biscuit to the fresh fried chicken. Right here, from my man Batman, Chef Batman at McKinney, local in McKinney. Breakfast brunchaladas, brisket brunch. Over here, corn flake French toast. Got maple syrup with it. The corn flakes are crunchy. Here, I better start that over. Thanks a lot. Catch us at TreysChowdown.com. Thanks. Hi, I'm Trey Chapman, publisher of Treys Chowdown and host of Treys Chowdown Live, a weekly TV show and radio podcast highlighting chefs, restaurants, and deliciousness. The restaurant and service industry is in big trouble due to COVID-19, and they could really use your help. While restaurants and service operations may look normal, they are far from normal. So many restaurants, food trucks, burger spots, barbecue joints, bars, and taverns are literally going broke by the hour and might get worse. So I'm asking everyone to help out the simplest way they can, and that is to please buy and shop local. Whether you're dining in, taking out, or get delivery, you are helping out your local businesses tremendously. Mom and pop owners, chefs, restaurants, and all of our service folks will be so very thankful that you're helping in this difficult time. Oh, and be generous on the gratuity when possible. Thank you so much, and thanks for supporting local.